So yes, Bharat, thank you very much for this very straightforward thing of AgriNet. We are happy to be part of that, so I love it. So from space, from farmland to space to cities, that's the topic of this panel. And so I would jump to the city part. And it's going to be a little bit of a sneak peek of a very, very early sketch what we are discussing with the United Nations Framework for Climate Change. So what if we build an open, interoperable net for city climate solutions? That's the question. What if? We should do that, by the way, because in exponential times, if you improve your performance incrementally, you fall back exponentially. And are we living in exponential times? We do. This is the NASA curve of CO2 emissions into the atmosphere, and we're hitting the roof. 52 degrees Celsius in Delhi on the 31st of May. Are we hitting the roof? Yes, we're hitting it. So we need solutions, exponential solutions. So Antonio Guterres says we are committing suicide together with this climate change. We see that Mark Carney was saying firms are ignoring climate change will get bankrupt. And Swiss Re says we are losing 18% of GDP due to climate change. So are we living in exponential times? We do. And cities are the cause and the solutions. 55% of the world's population will live in cities. 75% of the greenhouse gases are produced in the cities. And 70% are already suffering under climate change. And actually, there was a survey in Germany. In Germany, they are already 80% suffering under it. So climate change and cities is a real big change. And it comes from water scarcity and goes to water sea level rise. Everything is included because most of the cities are somewhere along coastlines or rivers. And we're going to build an entire new city, an entire New York City, every month for the next 40 years. Just get that for a moment. For the next 40 years, every month, we're going to build an entire New York City. Just think of it, what that is as an opportunity and a challenge. So as we're saying, we came through the agricultural space, and we are still there, and thanks for having all these insights as well from Sonjent and from AgriNet. We're living in an industrial world. Marcus and all the teams, yes, that's what we're facing, and we are living in a digital world, and we're hitting a wall. We're hitting a wall where we have to find solutions to adapt to climate change. We have to reduce the emission, we have to remove the emissions, and we have to restore and regenerate. That's our challenge. And why should we do that all on our own? So can we unlock the power of the digital world to fight climate change? Can we do that together? Well, data is the new oil. And what's happening? We're doing it again in silos. The big players are trying to get everything on their side. And when we talk with cities about climate solutions, they don't want to be locked into a silo. So what if we think a bit differently? And Bharat, I was actually thinking you're bringing all these network slides. You didn't, so I do. So think of digital infrastructure. The analog infrastructure, we had marketplaces, trains, streets, everything was open for everybody to move. In the digital world, we have that as well on, for example, our protocols, internet protocols. Everybody could use it, but somehow down the track we forgot about it and gave it to the big players. So why don't we get this space back for us, as we did at the analog world, digital commons, analog commons to get digital commons back into our hands. And we did that with email, web, all the world. So can we use exactly this approach of digital public infrastructure to fight climate change together on a city level? That's the question. In a way where we can build a marketplace which is open, not locked in like an Amazon for city solutions. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a place where all these beautiful solutions we have here in India can be accessible, discoverable. So the question is, can we discover, order, fulfill, and post-fulfill solutions? And on the other side, having cities who are on the demand side. So, is there a way to get the idea of an ONDC, and that I'm sure you're aware of, is there a way to get the idea of an ONDC on a city level on a global scale? And that's the discussion we have with the United Nations Framework for Climate Change. Is there a way to have on the one side the demand side of the cities, with the heat islands, the flood stories, the energy questions, the sewage and the fresh water supply, to have that on the demand side, and to have on the other side the supply side with the need matching solutions all across the globe, without building a next platform, to build a network of networks. To build a network of networks where the solution partners come together with the demand side of the cities, and then include, Professor Lehmann, trustworthy knowledge into that. We need the universities to be part of that. Academia can give us loads of insights, what has to be done. But that's not the only thing we have to have. We have to have the media side as well to cover what we are doing, because it's nice to talk at a conference, but if we don't spread the world globally with people like CNN or the public broadcasters in Germany or BBC, we're going to be toast. We have to spread the world, and we have to spread the world for the right things. Not to talk about some whatever social media hype or whatever. No, we have to solve the challenges. So what if we built an internet of climate cities, where we have the matchmaking between the demand side of the cities for climate solutions, and on the other side, the providers of solutions to do the matchmaking in an open transaction network. And the World Economic Forum says exactly, open transaction networks are the way to go to be inclusive, equitable, and regenerative. So please join this journey. It will be a big announcement on COP. Hope to be together with all these incredible talents together with you to build a new, equitable, regenerative internet of climate cities. Thank you very much.